Bam! What is up with the squad? It's such your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies in the building with my fabulous co-host, Political Lil. What's going on, Political Lil? How you doing?
Doing all right. Hope everybody's having a wonderful holiday.
Uh, we trying to get through these holidays. Had a good Christmas though. Um, but today, I've been dying to have this conversation. I've been dying to have this conversation. Y'all know I was hot about this topic earlier, so I'm glad that today together we're gonna dive into this topic. It's been making some waves in women's hoops, and it's the timing conflict between two monumental events: Asia Wilson's milestone celebration of her jersey retirement and Caitlin Clark's retirement ceremony. Lil, you ready to break this one down?
Yeah, the situation is layered, and we're going to go ahead and peel it back because it's not just about the calendar. It's about what the timing says about media priority, corporate strategies, and how race intersects with the promotion of athletes. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So let to set the stage for those of y'all who may not be familiar. Emily in the building, we back. Danbury Sports Highlights in the building. What's going on? Let me set the stage. So we know Asia Wilson, three-time MVP, two-time WNBA champion, and she's been celebrated for her achievements. In the Olympics 2024. So, but we're gonna retire her jersey. We retire her college jersey. 8 years after 8 years from retirement college. Right? She's not. This isn't a basketball phenom. Y'all know I think Asia's the best player in the world. Right? She's a leader, a mentor, a trailblazer uh, for Black women in sports. Um, and we have Caitlin. She's one of the most dynamic scorers we saw in college basketball. She holds the record for leading scorer. Um, and they're having her jersey retirement ceremony after I think she's been out of college since May to celebrate her illustrious college collegiate career. Uh, University of South Carolina, y'all had announced this retirement back in October. And then after the extension of that Nike contract, all of a sudden Iowa announced the jersey retirement of Caitlin Clark. And sure, you should have a spotlight on all of them. And I know people will say some people have already said to me, well, Iowa Hawkeye fans aren't Asia's fans, but this is an opportunity to celebrate women's basketball. So let's keep that in mind. Um, but I think they're both deserving of a spotlight. But they're on the same day. They're in Black History Month, y'all. A month that is supposed to celebrate Black excellence. Lil, give me your take on this, because I already gave my take. Y'all know I came in fire hot about the situation. So let me get your take on this.
Well, actually, it feels like a missed opportunity for women basketball, kind of as a whole. Events should amplify each other, not compete. Instead, we're seeing a division of attention that forces fans and media outlets to pick sides. Let's be real, this isn't just coincidental. The scheduling reflects something deep.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the timing. What do you think? Why do you think the events are on the same day? Is it poor planning? Is it a something more deliberate? Is it just an innocent coincidence? You know what I mean? Let me know what you think happened here.
I lean towards it being deliberate. When you have two high profile athletes tied to the same brand, in this case Nike, it's hard to believe that this wasn't a calculated move. The question is who benefits? If media coverage skews towards Clark, which historically happens with white athletes, then it takes away from Aja's well-earned moment in the very month Aja should be celebrated as a black woman.
Yeah, I mean, and let's not forget about how this impacts the fans, right? For those and there's people out there, there are fans, believe me, who are fans of Asia, both Asia and Caitlyn, right? They're going to be forced to choose, or you know, you can attend one or not the other. You kind of forced to choose. It feels like a lose lose situation for the sport's growth and unity, and also a lose lose for the NCAA overall. NCAA women's basketball organization seems like it's a lose lose for them as well. Uh, but speaking of Nike, let's kind of get into their role, right? So we have Asia and Caitlin are both Nike athletes. Brand undoubtedly has a hand in shaping how their careers are marketed. Do you think that the conflict reflects a corporate agenda, or what do you think is going on here?
I
Y'all let
do.
us know in the chat too what y'all think.
Yeah, I do. Nike's brand strategy often segments audiences. Clark's appeal to a predominantly white fan base, while Aj represents black excellence in the professional game. And as the league's reigning a three-time MVP, by scheduling these events at the same time, Nike might be trying to dominate multiple narratives simultaneously. But at what cost? And it sends a message about whose story is prioritized.
Listen, and I think the message is loud and clear, right? When you see how when you see how, even just when you look at how the media frames the events, like her Clark ceremony already seems to be getting more coverage. Uh, Even though Asia's accomplishments are historic for college and the WNBA, it's hard not to see racial dynamics at play here. The fact that they're like there'll never be another 22. Asia's a 22, right? Let's celebrate that 22 first. Um, but we kind of set the scene and gave y'all kind of like the key players. Let's dive into the deeper issue of white privilege and media representation and how it shapes the narratives in women's basketball. Um, if and if y'all are just tuning in, we're talking about the controversy surrounding the celebration of the jersey retirements of Asia and Caitlin on the same day, and we want to talk about how white privilege is shaping the media representation of women's basketball. You ready to kind of dive into that, Lil?
Absolutely, because this is where things get real. The disparities in how Aja and Caitlin are portrayed in the media are really glaring, and they seem to be part of a bigger issue. So let's kind of break that down.
And we can just look at the differences in how they cover. They Caitlin versus Asia Wilson. First of all, it shouldn't be a Caitlin versus Asia because they're not on the same playing field. They haven't even done the same thing. I told y'all, Caitlin Clark can't hold Asia's basketball shoes. And some people describe it and accept Caitlin Clark as a generational talent. Asia is a generational talent for me, right? Um, Clark is a generational scorer. I don't know that I don't know that I have her as a generational talent. There's a difference for me. Clark's accolades are celebrated really loudly, y'all, and often. We know all about what Caitlin's done. Well, Asia's dominance is kind of treated like it's just another day at the office. Why do you see that happening, Lil?
Well, you nailed it, says it is a tale of two narratives. Clark's success is framed as extraordinary, while Wilson is often downplayed. It's not about diminishing Clark's talent. She's phenomenal. But the question is, why doesn't Asia get the same energy? It comes down to who the media deems marketable and worthy of praise. And race is a huge factor in that.
Let me see what they're saying in the chat here. We will, yo, what's happening? It would be just as shady as if it was Stewie and not Asia. It would be. It would be just as it's shady. Period.
Yeah, like
But
that
it's really
shitty
shady.
MVP.
See, but it's really shady for me because of it's off brand from the statement that you just made when you received your time award. It's off brand. You said that
Hmm.
that black women needed to be uplifted and celebrated and supported, and you have a privilege that allows you to, and they need those that came before you and built the league and all, they need to be celebrated. And then it's 28 days, and I don't even know if it's a leap year. It might be 29. It's 28 of them that they give us in a year. 28. She only had one in that month. And I know you said somebody. I don't know what comment you talking about. FM. I seen one that said, the league doesn't celebrate CC and all that kind of stuff. I saw a few, but um, it would be just as shady if it was Stewie, but it's very off brand, and it's such a contradiction of what you wanted us just to believe last week when you accepted your award that you was turning this corner, and then here you
Hmm.
go stepping out and stepping on a black woman in Black History
Soon
Month
as you
on her.
could.
Just the very next time you get a chance to do something, that's what you do. See, so it's the off brand of it for me, right? And you got to think about how it plays out into fan engagement. Media coverage directly influence how fans perceive players, right? When one is constantly always in your face, in the spotlight, it creates an imbalance in who gets celebrated and remembered. And when you talk about narrative control, who decides which stories get told? And how does that affect the visibility of black athletes like Asia Wilson if we don't have platforms like this that are celebrating her? What are your thoughts there, Lil?
Well, it's all about power. The media gatekeepers often prioritize stories that they think align with a mainstream audience. They always talking about white athletes achieving greatness. Meanwhile, black athletes have to work twice as hard just to get a little bit of recognition. Aja's story is one of global dominance, leadership, and community impact, but it doesn't get the same platform because it challenges the default image in women basketball. And if you're gonna sit on a stage and claim that your privilege is giving you more visibility in media, but that it is your intent to use your power, because that's what it comes down to change the narrative. Did you turn around? I mean, it couldn't have been a week, maybe a week later. And you and,
What do you
and
think?
you're not gonna
What do you
tell me
think could
you
come up
so
with something?
you're not gonna tell me you so dense that you don't realize that February the 2nd is in Black History Month. Yet you still sit up there and let, because Iowa can't do nothing without you. Instead of you saying, "Hey, wait a minute, this is an uncomfortable situation because this might be some controversy that we stepping on them in the month that they're supposed to be celebrating their own black excellence. Can we do that on another day? Where they doesn't take the attention for her instead of using your power in that way. You chose to sit back and you just letting them run right with it. Because in your mind you really believe you the superior player. This is what it tells me. I'm superior. I'm going to be celebrated. I'm going to overshadow you, regardless of me sitting on a stage talking to another black person and telling them I'm going to do this, that, and the other. So what it comes out disingenuous and fraudulent to me. That's the way
Hmm.
I saw that. You know.
So, okay, I gotta ask this question. What about the people who will say, "Well, Asia's is at 12 o'clock and Caitlin's is at 2 o'clock." I know what my feelings is about it, and I'll share that. But what's your feelings?
You know, I don't care if it's at Moon 30 and hers is at 30 Moon. The bottom line is it's on the same day. Okay, you use your power, your white privilege to draw in a national audience on TV when you knew hers was already regulated to an app. You know, bottom line is you nothing coming out of your mouth is going to mean anything else to me. In
And
terms of you saying something about black supporting black women, because they don't look like
exactly,
support. They look like
exactly.
a foot on the neck. That's what it looked like to me.
And crank that 22. I see you saying you don't think it's CC's decision for Iowa to retire her jersey on 2/2/2025, and it absolutely probably wasn't her decision. But see, when they called to check her calendar, she had an opportunity to say, hey, well, that's already Asia's Day because we knew it since October,
Mm.
or this is Black History Month. Nike knew it. You don't think Nike knew that Asia's jersey was being retired that day? So it's not. And here we go again about, well, it's not her decision. But see, this is her. This is her brand.
Participate, right?
This
You
is this is this
participating
this is
without participating.
exactly, and and being complicit in it.
Yeah,
More
exactly. Because you're not refuting it.
and being complicit in it. So I hear what you're saying, but no. First of all, why is her jersey being retired? She ain't been out of school a year. Why are we retiring the jersey now? Are we
Hmm.
trying to hurry up and retire it before the record gets broke, or before somebody else get hot on the tail of that record, and it get to being covered about them? Why are we in a rush to retire this jersey?
And then why make the announcement after you seen Aja get this extension, and she posted her logo on a plane, which wasn't her plane; it was Nike's plane. So I mean, y'all came right with it. I'm not gonna let you shine 1 minute. I'm
And
gonna
I know,
crush you right away.
and I know some people said, it's not up to her. Um, it's different times. Asia can't have 24 hours. She can't have 24 hours. Like, think about that.
'Cause it's a 22 day in every month of the year.
She can't have 24 hours. Why? Why now? Why now? Why now? And why then? And I know people are gonna say, well, this was the biggest game that they're gonna have there. Because Juju's coming there? Well, why take the shine off Juju? Why not? Why not let Juju? Why not let Juju come and have? Why you sticking your nose back in Iowa business on that day? Why not on UCLA? Why not when UCLA comes? That's also gonna be a big day. Cause see, the thing is, no matter who she was playing, if she was playing a second string team for West Bumblefuck, when they sell the tickets for it, it'll be $1,000 no matter what game she retired her jersey at. But why this year?
That's true.
Plum's jersey is just finna get ready to get retired. The person who record she broke is just finna get ready to get retired in January. She ain't even gonna have her jersey retired 30 days. So here you come retiring your jersey. For what? For what? Oh, I'm so glad you came, Marisol, because I think you was the one that made the comment. Come on, I'm so glad you're in the conversation. She can have all the time she wants. What does one have to do with another? Who is to say that the same people are even going to watch? Because there are people who support both of them. But my point is, and I'm so glad you came because I wanted to give you my point out my mouth so you didn't have to try to interpret what I was saying. My point was she made a statement that said white privilege has allowed her to get some places that other people couldn't, and that she understood that black women needed to be celebrated in this league, and that they needed to have spotlights put on them, and that they needed to be supported, and they needed to be celebrated for the things that they did. And then the thing that she does is turn right around and then retire her jersey on the same day as we're trying to celebrate and support and honor a black woman who's done all the things that she said needs to be celebrated for on that day. She does it on that day. Why? That's what it's about. That it don't got shit to do with none of the other stuff you talking about. That's the part I'm talking about. What came out of her mouth and what she wanted us to believe about what her brand was, and then what her actions said. I'm talking about actions, not actions, not matching the words. That's not. Let's talk about the issue I'm talking about. Let's talk about the issue I'm talking about. We can get to the Hispanic women and the Asian women when we get to them. Right now, I'm talking about the black woman who's the best player in the WNBA right now, getting her college jersey retired February the 2nd, and here comes Caitlin. And then we can talk about the Hispanic women and the Asian women and the Brazilian women and the Polynesian women, because I'm here for all of them. But today, right now, I'm talking about Asia. So talk to me about that, Marisol. Talk to me about that. That's what the topic is right now. That's where I'm at. I guess the school probably talked about retiring Caitlin Clark jersey since she's been left the school. Sure, they have. They couldn't think of no other day. They've been playing USC on that day forever. Why announce it now? Asia Dawn announced that back in October. It's not about blaming her for that. It's about having her take ownership for it and ownership for her brand and standing on what she said she was. Because it ain't about blaming her. If Caitlin Clark said, I don't want my jersey retired February the 2nd, do you think they would retire that fucker February the 2nd? No. They were retired on the day that she wants them, on the day she wants to. I think the whole 2-on-2, what? She can do a 222. 223, UCLA is there. She don't even have to do it this year. She only been out of school. She ain't even been out of school a year. She don't got to get her jersey retired right now. Asia been out of school how long? Kelsey Plum been out of school how long? She's getting her jersey retired January of 2025. Kelsey don't got to get her jersey retired right now. She ain't passed away.
Yeah, that was deliberate. That was deliberately done.
You ain't gonna shit on me on that.
Asia. It's just that simple.
What's up, Washu? The WNBA is getting more shine. Now just celebrate both amazing athletes. Sure, you ain't got to do it on the same day. It's 365 of them bitches in a year. Celebrate, spread the celebration out. Why they always got to do everything on top of each other? And this all got nothing to do with. This ain't even about the WNBA. This is about the NCAA. These is college jerseys being retired. Mm-hmm. So that's the part that I'm talking about. And this ain't no new phenomenon. This ain't Political Lil. Can you share some of the historical parallels where white athletes have received preferential coverage over equally or more accomplished black athletes? It's super disrespectful, Emily Jones. It's super disrespectful.
The most glaring one was Maria Sharapova in tennis. I mean, Serena was dominating Sharapova in every measurable way. Titles, head-to-head matches, you name it. But Sharapova constantly received more endorsements and favorite media coverage. And it's the same playbook we seeing right here with Caitlin Clark and Aja Wilson. Same playbook.
Yeah, and they can't break Asia. That's the thing. AL 701. That's the thing. They keep trying to break Asia. They can't break Asia. See, and they think, I don't know if they think shedding them tears is breaking her. That's just the pressure coming out, because that's a diamond in the making. You can't break that. Everything that's happened to this kid. If you read her book, from the learning disabilities to I think she say she stuttered at some point. All of the things that she said she went through to get to where she's at, she's not breakable. Marisol. Most schools have standards and guidelines about how long you have to be out of school to get your jersey retired. South Carolina her jersey is being retired as soon as it can be retired, based on what the guidelines are. In most schools, you don't get your jersey retired right away unless you passed away. Unless you passed away. So yeah, I think they're trying to break Cece for what? Break her for what? She has no feelings. She's being used as a punk. She's being used because she's letting them be used. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. She got a mouth. Anna Kournikova didn't win the fucking thing. Yeah, got more shine than Venus and Serena. And basketball, think about how players like Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie had to fight for visibility, even though they're groundbreakers. Cheryl Swoops. The bias is baked into the system, and it's up to us to call it out. We kind of unpack this how white privilege drives disparities in media representation. Let's kind of shift gears and talk about the role of corporate agendas and media manipulation in shaping narratives. As this is where the power dynamics really come into focus, I think. So it's sad that is sad on both sides. CC millions are pathetic. Because we discussed the timing and the disparities, but when we start looking at corporate agendas, particularly like Nike's in this narrative, uh, Political Lil, can you help call out some of the power players?
Sure.
And I don't know if I got a wrench. If I don't know if there's a wrench in the chat, the disrespect. Get Christopher Motley out my chat. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Look, the corporate agendas aren't just in the background; they're running the show. Nike is giant in sport, but their strategy when it comes to marketing athletes raises some serious questions. Let's dig into how their dual alliances and branded decisions impact the game and the fans.
I might gotta do. I gotta. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, let's talk about Nike first. They sponsor Asia and Caitlin, right? They got two very different identities, fan bases. But they do have some crossover in fan base. How do you think Nike markets these athletes? And do you see racial or demographic factors influencing their approach?
Definitely. Nike marketing strategy often reflects who they think will sell the most to their target demographic. Clark's image is positioned as the all American hero, someone relatable to suburban and predominantly white audiences. Meanwhile, Aja's brand leans into empowerment and dominance, but most often in a way that's limited to Black culture and urban markets. The dual alliances aren't inherently bad, but they show how corporate interests segment athletes and their friends along racial and cultural lines.
So the segmentation isn't neutral, right? It reinforces who gets prioritized in media narratives and whose stories get pushed to the sidelines. Even with both of the athletes being Nike back, right? The investment in promotion doesn't seem equal. Why would they market them together? Marisol, I'm sorry, 1 second, Lil.
Hmm.
Why would they market them together? They're not on the. They're not the same. One is a record breaker, and one is a national champion. They're not the same. Stop trying to put them on the same level. Caitlin has
That's
a
what
lot
they
of
do.
work. Caitlin has a lot of work to do to get to where Asia's at. I don't know. I don't know if you just started watching basketball. I don't know. I don't know where you at with it. But there's no way. There's no reason for Asia and Caitlyn to be marketed together. There's no reason. And then he said something about look at her merch. It was supposed to be out. I don't know when it was supposed to be out. Asia's been working on her collection with Nike for over 2 years, is what she explained. So I don't know if you think they just go to work and then it comes out. It looks like you didn't like what they put out for her rookie award. Okay. Have been on the waiting list for her merch and it's finally happening after years. Shit just don't happen. You wait your turn, yeah. Another minion. Okay. I've long loathed schools having arbitrary times before a jersey can be retired. Why have it be so many? Whatever it is, that's the rule. It's the rule. Whatever it is, that ain't how it works, Jacob. So that's the rule. Cece invited to the White House by Jill Biden, even though she lost. Only champions go to the White House. They aren't the same, but they are both impactful. Sure they are. But it's a lot of impactful athletes out there. They don't. I don't. And that's the other thing. They don't have to be together. That black woman can be celebrated on her own. She don't have to be packaged with somebody else. Stop packaging people up. Let her have her due, because her resume is longer than a motherfucker, and way longer than what Caitlyn's is. So no, they shouldn't be packaged together. Let her get her due, because she paid her dues and did her work. How long you been watching basketball, Marisol? Who's your team? And how long you been watching? I need to get to the bottom of where you coming from. Because Asia been out here putting in work since back 2017, 16, 15. Caitlyn got here the last 4 years. So talk to me about that. Nike got to do better with marketing and promotion. Asia needs her day and CC needs her day. Absolutely. 2 separate type of days. That's when the losers started to be included. Like when Iowa lost to SC, Iowa got a praise. So we're giving praise to losers now. Why wouldn't they? Nike I doesn't care about championships. They care about marketing. Marketing and Asia together would be smart. Not in this moment, it wouldn't. You went to St. John's University with Mark Jackson. Okay. What does that mean? What I asked was, how long have you been watching Asia? That's what I'm talking about. And how long have you been watching women's hoops? That's what I'm talking about. And if you've been watching that long, tell me what makes you think that they should be marketed together, or why should Asia have to share her day? Help me understand that. If you've been watching the disparity and how hard women have had to work to get to 28 years with a league, why would you even suggest that she be celebrated with Caitlyn? Why can't she have her own day? Help me understand that part. CC was ignored by the Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark, a near unanimous choice as WNBA Rookie of the Year. Yeah, that statement was crazy as hell. I'm talking in general, not the jersey thing. Yeah, I'm not talking in general right now, B. Will. I'm talking specifically about the jersey thing right now. We're talking specifically about jersey retirement right now. If y'all want them to do a commercial down the line, that's cute. 2 Nike people do a commercial. Right now, I'm talking jersey retirement. I don't know why they keep doing that. Asia earned the right to be acknowledged on her own. The media has been pissing me off. Nike held back on restocking Angel's jersey as well. Crazy, right? Of course, she can have her own day. You just came up here and told me to put them together. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, Lil, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to get to some of them comments.
No problem. Listen, it's a classic divide and conquer strategy. By scheduling both events on the same day, Nike essentially creates 2 marketing campaigns. Clark Events dominates one narrative, capturing her collegiate and predominantly white fan base, while Aja Moment targets, more of the core support. But it's strategic. But I feel like Nike is playing both sides rather than uplifting women basketball as a unified entity, and that's my biggest problem.
And I think what you pointed out the most was that, and it could, like you said, unintended or maybe intended consequences, that it pits the fans against each other. It just instead of celebrating women's basketball, you pit fans against each other. You make them have to choose. You lessen somebody. That's the part that pissed me off.
You got them
definitely surprised they did it on the same day. Latinx, Hispanic, identify as white on their birth certificates, driver's license, etc. Want to be whites. I don't know about that, FM. The people I know are very prideful about their culture, and they stand up as Hispanic and Latin and Mexican and Puerto Rican, and they don't even like when you mix that up. Cuban. So I don't know about that. One has a larger fan base at the moment, get Asia more exposure. They do it
That's
on
not gonna
purpose,
get
playing
Asia
both
to
sides
the
is
point.
correct. Uh, and Jonathan Wright, I feel they're just trying to use that racial division, and they're doing it through CC, and CC's allowing it, which is really awful. CC's allowing it, and then after she came out, it was like, I know, and she just kept rolling with it. Like, girl, either you know or you don't. Stop playing. MJ Lover, what up? If you're a big company like Nike, they know CC brings in dollars. Makes sense to promote her with a big viewership she brings. It's not black or white. Issue is green. No such thing as Latinx. Talk to him, Political Lil. Talk to him, battle rap voice. AB gonna have to choose right on that day. AB shouldn't have to choose. I hope it's not a work requirement. They're both great players. Asia has had all the shine for years. All good. Tell me why race is even brought into the conversation. That has nothing to do with basketball. It has to do with feelings. Lil, you want to attack that one?
Listen, it absolutely has to. You have to look. Fans are passionate, and when they feel like their favorite player or team isn't getting the respect they deserve, it leads to tension. This isn't just about Asia versus Caitlin. It's about how sports is marketed as a whole. These conflicts feed into larger narratives of exclusion and inequality in women's basketball. And please miss me with that Asia been celebrated. That's an outright bogus statement.
Tell me
She
the
has
Asian
not been
celebration you went
celebrated.
to. Tell me the Asian
She not only
Asian
has not been
celebration you went to.
celebrated, she's been hardly mentioned, and she's been out here grinding for years and years. This is the first year that they really even made mention of her, and it's probably because of what she did in the Olympics. But stop, like she was on every magazine and all this, and don't dare say they had equal coverage because that's not the truth. You know,
Oh, listen. Let me add fuel to the fire. Oh, we already been to this inferno. Yeah, we already been down this road. I said that. Kelsey Plum, her jersey just now gonna get retired January 2025. Here you come. You're getting your jersey for breaking my record, and they're retiring your jersey in February. Why? Why? And I had to wait this time. It don't make no sense.
like
They
you
always
did.
trying to link her up to someone for us to CC versus Angel or CC versus Asia. This
Yeah,
shows the
you.
narrative of linking her with others to be successful. The other thing I just saw is that they said there's an article out, y'all, that says Paige will overshadow Angel as the next basic antagonist for CC. She's gonna be the next. It's gonna be Paige next. It's the one that they throwing in there next. That's the article out there. It's wild. Yeah, Nike has made weird decisions. It's like they are not understanding how to market when that is their wheelhouse. Nike appears to have no one running the show. Yeah, why make money on one day when you can have a party on 2 days? You get money 2 days. Why not do that? Uh, y'all going back and forth about what to call. Kelsey Plum held the all-time scoring record for about 6 or 7 years before Clark broke it, but she gets her jersey retired in 2025. The question should be why Iowa feels they are better than everyone. And people wonder why me, HD, and other channels with real knowledge didn't fall for CC's Time Athlete of the Year speech involving her speaking up for black women because look what she allows. There we go. I think it is the W and Nike behind this crap page. Hello, all. I am an Asia CC fan, but there must be a standard. Clark is borderline great, but does not have the resume. Asia is a champion at every level who has yet to be properly celebrated. Thank you, Waverly. I appreciate that. Now you can explain why did you say CC has been ignored by the WNBA? They're gonna link her to Paige and Juju next. Yeah, absolutely.
They doing that right now.
Hell yeah.
They doing that
She
right
she get ready
now
she get ready to get her jersey retired with Juju in the
on the
house, ain't
day
she?
Juju
On
playing.
Juju Day, ain't she? When Juju come to town? Yeah, you better believe
Mm-hmm.
it's a link. You better believe it. The media put CC so the new fans jumped at the bit because they pushed her. Asia been getting it done with no media push. Here we go. It's always gonna be C+1. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that okay. So if you want to go back to that, she is the plus one in this motherfucker. Cause see, it was Angel plus one. The Angel did this. Angel did this. Angel created that stir. So she was the plus one in that fight. She wasn't never the star. She wasn't the star of the show. If we want to have a real conversation, she wasn't the star of the show. She is the plus one in this thing.
You're riding on everybody back.
What are culture vultures? What are culture vultures going to accept Paige and her lifestyle to pit her against Clark? I'm just asking questions. I don't know. That was just the article. That's just one of the articles out there. That was just one of the articles out there. But oh my goodness. Do you think this type of corporate maneuvering creates divisions within women's basketball community, Political Lil?
It absolutely does, and it's really not necessary. You're not, Nike as a brand, you would think would be about, uplifting the whole entire scenario. I mean, the main thing is you don't see this with the guys. You
No, because they market them. They tell you all their names.
Yeah,
They tell
that's what I'm
they tell you.
saying. They got
I was trying to
everybody
practice
rolling.
how to say Wembanyama before he got here. He was coming for 2 seasons. I was like, when, so I could be ready when he got here. Wembanyama. Come on, y'all. They don't do that with the men. And Marisol, you talking about she brought in 55,000 people to watch her play? That had nothing to do with a hand wave? Stop it. Angel had more fans than the WNBA by herself.
And had it
She
not been for that hand
she
wave,
brings a fan base.
right? That extra fan base.
The hand
right
wave got people to look at. You got to. If we're gonna have a conversation, let's have a real conversation. Let's have a real conversation. She got to play the poor me victim when Angel hit her with that "you can't see me" and ring me. Then it was, oh goodness, she's being attacked, and people came to her rescue.
Dazzle in distress. She went right with the dazzle in distress.
You don't think
and
Angel?
Google that.
You don't think Angel could put 55,000 people in the stands if given the opportunity? See, this is what we be talking about. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. If given the opportunity, you don't think 55,000 would come out this year? See, the other part of this thing is when you go back and look at her biggest games, they was the games that was against Angel. Angel was there too. She wasn't doing them numbers against Washington. So then Juju will get more shine than Asia. Why? If CC is so marketable, why they always link her or always have to compare her or put her in the category involving Asia, Angel, and the rest of them? They'll put her out there and see if it sell. You was watching her since freshman year. Okay. So you saw Paige giving her that work that freshman year. You seen it was all about Paige that freshman year. And then Paige got hurt. That's what you remember too? Yeah, Nike is playing both players against each other so they get paid from both fan bases. Why do they have to mention Angel when the videos are strictly about Caitlyn? Right, Cess, that is an absolute verifiable fact. Pull it up. The Mystics, right, you heard me. Clark waves off Raven, hero equals hero. And what's crazy is she waved off Raven in the game. Raven was shooting 50% from 3. She was shooting 50% from 3.
Lobo thought that was so funny. She was cracking.
And girl was shooting 50% from 3. We are serious. And CC is not by far the most entertaining. She's not. She's not Israel. I don't think they're trying to divide. I think this pure greed. When money can be made, no one cares about anything else or try and move forward. But this is about Brandon, and this is about what she said. I know you saw Paige because she was killing. Clark has not done enough to be celebrated in the same light as Asia, and that's my point. Are we saying rings and chips don't count? That ain't what I'm saying. That's all that count over here at Cess Talk Sports. It's the jury. You see, she wasn't in the Champions commercial. She wasn't in that Champions commercial, was she? Was she? I don't know what Wally Pipped is. She is entertainment. I get a kick watching all the turnovers. Oh, look, go. You like that, huh? Okay. She is not entertaining. Lobo is a huge hater. Juju will probably get more shine than Asia, just the times. But Juju will earn hers. I'm not even talking about that, B. Will. If CC was great, why did the national championship game got 10 million viewers, but CC WNBA game got 2 million? If it was all about CC, the WNBA games would be 10 million views, not 2 million. Okay. I don't. How do I not know Wally Pipp? I don't know Wally Pipp. I don't know. Yeah, but I don't wear a Yankee hat because I'm a Yankee fan from way back. Go back and check out my show. You'll find out why I got these Yankee caps on. Lou Gehrig took Wally's spot and held it for years and years. Yeah, I wasn't watching him then. It ain't baseball like that for me. I'm just being honest. But go back. We talking about Asian right now. And another thing, the same people pumping Clark up hated the N1 era fancy dribbling, fancy passing, long threes, etc. Those same fans hated that, said it wasn't basketball. Started before Lou Gehrig. Israel still being the same dumb troll as usual. So do you all believe that CC3 awards of Athlete of the Year were bought by Nike and ESPN? Honest question. Uh, do I think they were brought by? So ESPN gave the award, didn't they? Yeah, I got a New York hat on now. Marisol, go back on my videos and you'll find out why I wear the Yankee hats. But they don't divide the guys. That's why when Shannon mentioned Juju, I said no one is stopping y'all from spotlighting different players balling each week. They're full of shit. Exactly. Yet the new fans love Clark's fancy dribbling, one-handed passes, behind-the-back passes, etc. Yeah, now it's wonderful. Imagine that. Jersey only, both can be celebrated without taking away from the other. It's a large world. It's 365 days in a year. That's the same thing I said, Timothy. That's the same thing I said.
And then you think about what the young lady that's getting her jersey retired in January. It's in
Kelsey Plum?
January. Kelsey Plum. Okay,
Mhm.
why? You know, there's a reason why they doing hers in January, not in February. So why you just got to do Clark's in February? That's my main thing. It's Black History Month. We're supposed to be celebrating Black excellence, but you got to always throw a white face in there. You know, Plum. I mean, Plum probably had the problem. You know, she could have said, "Well, back it up to Black History Month." You know, but she didn't do that.
She could have said not on the second. She could have still. To me, it would have been best for her to just say, not in February at all, but definitely not
Mm-hmm.
on the same day that we already know that Asia's getting her jersey retired. Definitely
Already
not on
know.
that day.
Already know.
It would have been different if the announcements came out the same day. It would have been different if they if it didn't look as if this announcement came out in retaliation or in reaction or to one up what Asia had going on the day before. Let's not. It's timing about this too, y'all.
Yeah.
The day before they decided that her jersey had to be retired February the 2nd. Asia extended her deal with Nike in a deal that they didn't tell us the amount of money, but said it was one of the largest in history. And Asia also stepped off a private jet that had her logo on it and all through the jet.
Mm-hmm.
Within 24 hours now, your jersey is being retired on her same day. Why? Even
See,
if it was
you
all a
act like that's not a
coincidence,
coincidence.
even if it was all a coincidence, nobody in your team had the foresight to be like, damn, this is not a good look. This ain't gonna feel good coming out. This gonna have a hell of a bet. This gonna get a hell of a reaction out of people. Nobody on your team had that. Then you should fire your team.
Right, and
Especially
then
if your
all that
team had you
extra
sit your
pumping
ass up
they
there.
doing at every Iowa game, extra pumping it.
But the
You
other
know,
thing is too is it makes me question whether or not the statement you gave was even really your statement, or was that just something that your team told you to say? Because if you meant it out your mouth, out your heart, like, and you was passionate about it, much as you loved Maya Moore and was looking like a fangirl and shit when she showed up, if that was really how you truly felt when they told you, you would have been like, oh no, y'all, we got to roll that back. If you didn't flex no other time, that was the time for you to flex. That was the time for you to save your brand. That was the time for you to stand on business. That was the time for you to really have your actions back up what your words were and be who you were supposed to be. And you didn't do that.
right? And if you were so into uplifting shit, you'd tried to be there on that day instead of trying to
Exactly.
make it your day.
Why you uplifting? I'm gonna come out and support another 22.
Mm-hmm.
Because tell me what number 22 is you who you wearing 22 for? What's the player that you picked 22 the number 22 to wear after? Who is it? Is it Asia? Is it Cheryl? Who is it? Because Maya wore 23, didn't she?
Who? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cheryl was a 22. Cheryl Swoops. Yeah.
They said the CC had her date first. She should have said it first. It don't count. It don't count if we didn't know. It's nice for you to say I was gonna be on the second first.
And then still, why Black History Month? Say for the sake you was gonna plan it before her. Why on Black History Month was you planning on paying, putting it on,
You
putting
don't
it in
think
our month?
you don't think AB You don't think it could be an awkward situation for AB? Which jersey retirement do she go to? Her current
Mm-hmm.
teammates or a legend from her school?
Hmm. Then what? How you think the celebrities gonna be divided? Just asking. Like which one you gonna see LeBron James at? I mean, Aja wearing his shoes. He a Caitlin Clark supporter. Who you gonna support that day?
There's no reason that it's happening on the same day. AB already said she'll be at Asia's. Thank you. I get the whole 22 stuff, but someone had to be able to read the room. Just so crazy and avoidable. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you know, and I mean, Aja is a game changer, and there's no doubt about it. She's not just dominating the stats; she's mentoring younger players, advocating for better conditions in the league, and elevating the profile of the league. And what makes her unique is how she carries herself as a leader. Whether speaking out on social justice issues or securing partnerships with brands like Nike and Gatorade, she's building a legacy that extends beyond the hardwood. And so she deserves not to be disrespected on no level, at no time, and for no reason. You know, they just it's excuse that's gonna be made as you know, even as this thing picks up steam.
Oh, listen. You know what? Well, the other thing though is that her visibility matters. Asia's visibility matters, right? When you see Asia on magazine, because when she was on Marie Claire, Wall Street Journal, she did the Wall Street Journal piece with Angel, right? Is that it? That's a statement. She's saying black women belong at the center of this conversation. That's powerful, right? Caitlin, on the other hand, she's been hailed as the face of women's sports, particularly after her record-breaking performance in college basketball and a professional rookie campaign. And it led to her rookie of the year. But to me, that resume still doesn't even hold up to what Asia did, what Asia's done, right? So, but look, what's your take on Clark's rise?
Well, you know, she's undeniably talented and her star power is massive. But we just had an Olympics, and we had so many Olympic athletes that did incredible feats, and it's like you being pushed as this athlete of the year, except for you were on a stage in your own home country. You haven't
Mm-hmm.
done anything on this global stage. I mean, Aja absolutely tore it up on the global stage. And for her not to even be in the consideration for any of these uh, mainstream athletes of the year. Now, I'm not talking about these little niche uh, awards that she's being regulated to.
Mm-hmm.
If it were not for Aja in basketball, we don't come home with the gold. Point blank, period. You know, and for that not to be celebrated with these major awards, that's just because it's not a popularity contest. It said who is the best athlete. It's not who's the most popular athlete. And what we did in gymnastics, what we did in track, not none of them girls are being mentioned. For their Olympic performances. That's but it comes down to ownership. We don't own we don't own these papers. We don't own the AP. We don't own the time. We understand that these are mainstream, papers that have always upheld the hierarchy in society, and they doing it in sports. And so this, you know, so you can't you. That's why your statement sound just so fraudulent and phony. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna downplay my white privilege to uplift uh, black excellence and say, okay, we're gonna give you a chance next week. Oh, well, I ain't gonna do that next week. The minute you get an
Not
opportunity,
yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet,
yeah, you
not
should
not
have
not
taken
not yet, not yet, not yet. I don't want to do it. Not yet, not that day, not
yeah.
that day. I'm not. only on a certain day at a certain time. See, but let's talk about the broader cultural dynamics at play, right? Asia and Caitlin represent two different sides of women's basketball. What do you think their careers say about the battle for cultural influence in the sport?
Well, it's true. These two athletes, they symbolize the racial and cultural tensions that have always existed in women's basketball. And Aja, she representing a fight for equity and the celebration of black excellence in a space that hasn't always welcomed it. And Clark, meanwhile, is being, positioned as relatable hero to the mainstream audience. And
Well,
it's pitting them against each other. It's about recognizing how their careers highlight the ongoing struggle for visibility and respect in the women's sports, especially black women.
exactly. And Marisol, I see your comment. She became a local hero. She stayed at Iowa, took him to the finals twice, lost. Let's put that part. Lost 2 times, lost. And then you said people love that Rocky narrative. Here's the piece that you mentioned. Rocky fucking won. Rocky, Rocky, Rocky won. He lost that first time, and when he took his ass back, he came back with the belt. He came back with the belt. That's why we love Rocky. Not because he kept going getting his ass whooped. We love Rocky because he won. That's why we love Rocky. That's why. It's not because that's what we love about Rocky. Rocky won. Rocky won. That's why we love him. Oh my God. It wasn't because he kept going back and just taking an ass whooping after ass whooping. No. Rocky took an ass whooping and came back and won. He became champ. But it ain't. It's not just about the athletes either, though. Lil. It's about the fans, the media, the corporations behind the scene. How we tell these stories shape how we see sports, right? Will we embrace the diversity in women's basketball, or will we let these dynamics continue to divide the game? That's I think that's the biggest thing. We talk power moves, we talk cultural dynamics with Asia and Caitlin representing the larger story, but what I guess what I want to talk about is what these moments mean for the future of women's basketball. You know,
It's
when,
really
when you
about
zoom in
giving.
and talk about like this is the broader implications of the situation. What does it say about the systemic barriers, the fan dynamics and changes that we need to make in the sport?
Well,
I'm sorry, y'all. Rocky won. I'm sorry, y'all. He did. I didn't. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
the broader implications is that we got to continue to speak truth to power, and seemingly truth to these fans who appear to be oblivious about how these power structures are working. You know, the fact that we got two significant events for two top tier athletes scheduled on the same day reflects a life of, that's a lack of intentionality when it comes to promoting equity in women's sports. And for black athletes like Aja, these moments are crucial for visibility. And when the spotlight is diluted, it reinforces the barriers they face in getting the recognition that they deserve.
Man, listen. I don't even think it's just about the scheduling. And I see y'all saying it took like 6 months ago or whatever. Then the announcement should have been different. It's about the system in place, right? Media priorities, corporate decision making, even the fan engagement, right? That perpetuate these disparities. Like until these systems get challenged, we keep seeing these type of inequities. That's how I feel. Um, we know the audience plays a huge role in shaping the narratives around sports. What are your thoughts on how fans experience these dynamics?
See, fans are at the heart of this. Many are invested in both Aja and Caitlin's journey. But when moments like these happen, fans are forced to choose who to support, and that can create unnecessary division. It also amplifies the racial dynamics we've been discussing. Some fans may unconsciously lean towards narratives that have been fed to them by the media, favoring one athlete over another without even questioning why.
That's a great point. And we want to hear from y'all. Like, how do y'all see these dynamics playing out? Do you feel racial tensions when you engage with women's basketball? And how does it affect your support for the sport? Y'all remember, I was telling y'all every day I got to fight to be a fan of the WNBA. Every day. Iowa is nowhere near the basketball powerhouse as UConn and South Carolina, LSU. She took an underdog team back-to-back finals and lost. You lost, Rock. You lost. You remember that? When Rocky lost, it wasn't no celebration. He had to get his ass back in the ring. What he did? What he went over to Russia? That might have been Rocky 4. We went over there and had to work out and chop the wood. Sometimes you got to chop wood and get back in the ring and go get the win. That's what it is. She's not a winner. She's not a winner for me. I don't celebrate records. I celebrate wins, jewelry, championships. She has none of those at any level. They just won at every level she's played at. Stop playing with me. But let's talk solutions. What can we as fans, media professionals, and even corporations do to address these inequities and promote fairness in women's basketball, Lil?
Well, it really starts with accountability. Media outlets need to diversify their coverage and ensure that Black athletes receive the same respect and recognition as their white counterparts. Corporations need to take a closer look at how their marketing strategies might reinforce these disparities. And fans, y'all have power too. Support diverse stories, demand better coverage, and hold these organizations accountable for their actions.
Absolutely. It's about creating a space for these type of conversations. We can't fix what we don't acknowledge first. You got to be able to acknowledge it. And when we talk about promoting fairness, we're not just talking about justice for Asia or Caitlin. We're talking about creating a future where all athletes have an equal opportunity to shine. This has been a really insightful discussion. But I want to hear from you guys before we wrap up. What changes do you think are needed in women's basketball to address these systemic issues? And we'll read your comments and share our thoughts as they come in. Rocky, that character is the Hall of Fame, not the real boxer it was based on. The real boxer actually lost to Ali. Oh, for sure, for sure. Sylvester Stone he was watching. We judged by championships. Remove Kathy. Okay. SEC super sophomores tell y'all what Lay and Tessa ain't there. I'm so mad right now. What? Oh, Rewind, you gotta let me know what that is. We are not saying that CC isn't great, but why do Clark fans feel the need to disrespect other players to prop CC up? Yeah, she's not the only great. She's great at what she do. She ain't the greatest thing out there. Championships over records any day. You better believe it. That's what I'm here for. But why would you want to retire a jersey on the day your team most likely would get their butts whooped? Our local high school really sucks at football, and they know homecoming should be an easy game. Oh goodness, I ain't got time. Okay, you said first we got to remove Kathy. Okay. Here's how powerful narratives and influences are. Rocky is a fictional character, but has a statue in Philly. Joe Frazier was a Hall of Fame champion boxer and has no landmarks whatsoever. Talk about it.
Wow.
Asa needs her own day, but it is what it is. Kathy is a problem. What's up, sir? And you salty. Megan Gustafson never wasn't like that. LOL, damn. Emily Jones, that's the $1,000,000 question. I didn't see your question. Gustafson won National Player of the Year, though. I don't give a fuck. Both programs knew. Yes, they wanted us talking. Why play the game when any given athlete can be awarded without proof of earning or competitive results? The current status is devaluing the game. It's not just CC, it's Asia, DT, Candace, Stewie. Emily, what did I miss that you said? Hold on. Oh, we judge by championships. Yeah. And while she was salty, I have never laughed so hard as you made me laugh. Let me know when your next stand up is scheduled. I will attend. Oh, goodness. First, you have to make noise about them on social media, buy their merch, go to their games. Oh, them was all the things we talk about every show. She did like all of them, but chips are harder. Waverly agreed. Absolutely. Look, Lil, what do you got before we get ready to get out of here?
Well, it starts with the right question. Why are certain athletes promoted more heavily than others? Who benefits from the narratives we consume? And whose stories are being left out? And when we think critically about these things, we can start to dismantle the biases and agendas that shape what we see in sports.
Yep. Another key point, actively supporting black athletes, Asia Wilson, Andrew Reese, Dawn Staley, and so many others are doing groundbreaking work, but they still face barriers to equal recognition. Uh, like you said, we got to keep supporting. you're 100% certain Asia doesn't care. Both of them are going to be celebrating with their own people in schools. Outside noise, it's not going to get into their heads. That's not. We're not talking about this for them at all. I think you missed the point of the conversation. But Lil, what can we do to uplift it?
Well, we continue to watch the game, sharing their stories on social media, and calling out the disparities in coverage. The support also means celebrating their accomplishments loudly and proudly, even when the media doesn't. And we can't wait for others to give them their flowers. We have to, of course, do it ourselves.
Absolutely, and let's not forget that supporting these athletes means challenging the system to hold them back. It's about creating a culture of equity and respect. Let's talk about the intersection of race and commerce. Tonight's conversation made it clear that race plays a huge role in how corporate and media narratives are shaped. Lil, how do we keep this conversation alive?
We just got to keep speaking truth to power. We got to hold these corporations accountable for their actions as well. They're on social media too. And when we push for more diverse representation in decision making, uh, and this is how we address them. If you don't like the fact that they're doing this on the same day, Nike needs to know about it. This isn't just about sport; it's about legacies, livelihood, and the stories we tell about greatness. I don't see no reason why they have to be, you know, put together on the same day. And then it to show you the inequity. If you're gonna put them together on the same day, then give them the same platform. If one is on a national TV, the other one should be on national TV. You shouldn't be marketing one to a niche. She shouldn't have to have behind a niche wall while you letting somebody else roll for free. But they did the same thing with the start of the WNBA season by having her game on national TV for free, while we had to scrounge around to see the last two NCAA champions in their debut. It's the same playbook. You keep seeing the same thing over and over, and that's what needs to stop. Unless we say something, it's not going to. It's going to continue unabated.
Well said, Lil. When we understand how race and commerce intersect, we can start to shift the narratives and build a more inclusive future for everyone in sports. I appreciate y'all coming and having this conversation with us. Everybody tuning in, thank you so much. Remember, the Trojan Horse isn't just a one-time event; it's a symbol of the work we need to do to create lasting change. Uh,
Exactly, Seth. And we're counting on you, our listeners, to take what you've heard tonight and continue the dialogue in your community. Be the change, y'all, that you want to see.
Absolutely. Make sure to follow us for more episodes of Sus Talk Sports, Be Wise, Poly Sports Podcast. We got more hard hitting conversations coming your way. Next up, I think next up we are we talking the 688? So y'all make sure y'all
Six
get on
triple eight.
Netflix and watch this 688 movie. We're gonna be talking 688. Not sports. It's not sports at all. It's history. So y'all make sure y'all watch that 688 on Netflix. We're gonna be talking that one next. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all showing up and showing out. Hit them likes on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Oh, I can't wait for Unrivaled to start. Be on the lookout. Me and J Spot got a show coming for the coverage of Unrivaled.
All
I'm
right.
back in just a little while with Gamecock and with Cess. We gonna just talk state of the Gamecocks as we get ready to get back to work on Sunday. Um, and then of course we're gonna wrap this thing up with the CC show tonight. Political Lil, as always, thank you so much for coming through. Y'all know what it is. Until next time, y'all stay tuned. Talk soon. We out.
Yeah.